And volunteers reach out to offer new hope to women working in the oldest profession.
On any given day, between 300 and 500 prostitutes are walking the streets in Kern County. Many people see these women as second-class citizens, but thanks to a group called Magdalene Hope, prostitutes can access a world of hope. 23 ABC's Camilla Bastidas followed the group who works tirelessly to get these women off the streets. Camilla?
Volunteers with Magdalene Hope have dedicated hundreds of hours over the past few years, making care packages, shopping for food, clothes, and becoming friends with these women. Now, they don't ask for anything in return. All they want and hope for is that one day these prostitutes start a new life and leave the streets behind them.
Prostitutes are not second-class citizens. They have a story. They're not lowlifes. They're someone's daughter. They're someone's sister. They're someone's mom.
Bless her night, Lord. Keep her safe. Keep the angels around her, Lord.
For the past 3 years, volunteers with Magdalene Hope have focused their eyes on the streets and on the women who walk them. On this night, we ride with volunteers through central Bakersfield looking for prostitutes, trying to lure them to a different life. Amy Urena co-founded Magdalene Hope 3 years ago with Pastor Doug Bennett. And ever since, they've been going out twice a month, offering these women hope and a message of compassion. Every night before they go out, they pray and they make care packages.
These were made by the girls at the rescue mission, and they just have like a special little note inside to the girls, just hoping that the right one will go to the right person. Some moist wipes, you know, a little hair bow, some candy, some jewelry, a CD.
One of our stops is at the home of a 52-year-old prostitute who has been in the business for 4.5 years. She calls herself Paradise. She says her life changed almost overnight after she caught her husband cheating on her.
So then I came home and I caught him in bed with a prostitute. He paying her money, and I'm like, well, then I became one.
Paradise admits that she's afraid for her life every time she's on the streets.
It's really bad. I'm scared every time, every day. I mean, I've had friends that have been murdered. I had another friend that was killed on the railroad track about about 7 months ago. Her throat was cut. You know, a lot of girls that I knew have gotten killed.
But just minutes after her visit, Paradise walks out from the back of her apartment, and we see her making phone calls at the corner of the street. She later claims that she was just waiting for her guy friend who was going to visit her.
I get discouraged when I feel like I see them all the time and nothing's happening that I see. Nothing's happening, and then I remind myself, well, you know what, you don't know what's happening, you know, on the days you're not out there.
The next encounter, a 59-year-old woman who we find walking on Union Avenue.
We saw you on Friday. How are you?
This woman, who does not speak on camera, tells us she's out of a home, has no money to eat, and has no other option but to sell her body. Pastor Doug immediately offers her food.
We get food donations from Green Frog Market. If you're hungry and you call me, I will load food up and bring it to you. It is somebody's grandma. Yeah, it's a senior citizen working the streets. And unfortunately, with these women, without an education, without hope, without a structure in their lives, it's the only thing they know. It's the only way they know how to make money.
Unfortunately, the story is the same for many women.
I had no money, no place to go, so out of desperation, I guess.
Now tell me about that first time. What was that like?
Scary. I cried the whole time. And I said I'd never do it again, but when I got kicked out of the motel and had no place to go, nobody to call, I did it again.
Carol is given a care package with small reminders that she is not forgotten.
They don't have to think about us, but they do. Not many people, even church groups, think about us. We're like forgotten people out here.
Amy's goal is to make sure they are not forgotten and are treated like humans.
They're not nobodies, and they're not meant for ridicule. They're not less just because of what they do. They're people, and they have feelings.
The volunteers are limited in their outreach. Eventually, the group would like to have a safe house where women can be drug-free, have a roof over their heads, food, and counseling.
You know, the word rehabilitation doesn't cut it, because some of these women have never been habilitated in the first place. You know, they have no to go back to. So they need to find themselves. They need to know who they are. They need to know what their purpose in life is. They have to have hope, you know.
Or that you're the one that sits above.
For now, Magdalene Hope reminds these women that they are people who, despite their situations, continue to hold on to dreams, no matter how distant.
Now I want to go to culinary school. I want to be a baker. I can make like the specialty cakes and stuff, and I want to have my own bake shop one day.
Pastor Doug says getting these women out of prostitution is a very slow process. He doesn't have an exact number on how many women they've reached, but he says the program has helped people leave prostitution behind. If you want to learn more about Magdalene Hope, log on to our website at turnto23.com. In studio, Camila Bastidas, 23 ABC.
And now, KernCast 23.
According to the California Attorney General's office, California continues to be a magnet for all forms of human trafficking, and sex slavery plays a major role.
But there's a local group who is fighting human trafficking by reaching out to those who work in the sex trade. Eyewitness News reporter Jose Gaspar is here with more on this Eyewitness News investigation. Jose?
Lisa, the women caught up in human trafficking for prostitution can be here today, but they can be sent somewhere else the next day by their handlers. A group called Magdalene Hope is hitting the streets in an effort to help those caught up in the sex trade.
We have gift bags.
These bags filled with small gifts, a pocket Bible, and a business card will be used to reach out to women who work in the sex trade.
Our ultimate goal is to get them off the street.
Pastor Doug Bennett is head of Magdalene Ministries, a group that fights human trafficking by going directly to the streets. Before heading out, the group always begins in prayer.
Lord, use us to be your hands and feet.
The group then breaks up into two and will be traveling in separate vehicles. A magnetic emblem with Magdalene Ministries is placed on the door to identify us as we head into the night to meet with women who make their living on the street.
Some of them have mouths to feed at home. Some of them will be beat by their pimps if they don't make enough money for the night. These women are bound. They're bound by addiction.
The first stop is at the home of a woman whose street name is Paradise. The group has been checking up on her since gaining her trust 3 years ago.
Set your spirit upon her.
Originally from New York, Paradise says she was once a married, conservative woman until something happened in her marriage.
My husband cheated on me with a prostitute, so I became one.
But it's hardly been an easy life.
Pray that I'm 52 years old and I made it this long. A lot of my friends have died, murdered, beat to death. I'm still here.
The group prays for her safety and says goodbye. Then we head toward Union Avenue, where one of the members, Dina Bond, will make contact from her front passenger seat with women on the street by offering them one of the gift bags.
Hi, Frank. Can I give you a gift tonight? What is it? It's just a gift bag. Oh, okay. It has our card in there if you ever need anything.
This is repeated several times throughout the evening. Then we head into the motels where women stand in front of their room with the door open, sending the message they are available. Pastor Doug and Dina make contact.
What's up, girl?
How are you guys doing tonight?
Good.
Some of these girls are from the Bay Area. Asked how long they'll be kept here or where they will be sent to next, they say they don't know.
Can we pray for you for anything?
Just safety.
Yeah. All right, we'll keep you in our prayers. What's your name?
Sarah.
It's hard to imagine that the motel operators do not know that prostitution is happening right on their premises, as cars keep coming in and out and girls are scantily dressed.
Oh, so this is a drive-through brothel. Basically, we just went to 2 drive-through brothels.
Then as we hit Brundage and Union, the sight of what appears to be a very young girl walking the streets is too much for Pastor Doug, who gives out some unsolicited advice.
You're young, aren't you? You haven't been out here long, have you? Listen to me, go home. I have a 17-year-old daughter, and to see someone as young as my daughter, or even younger, it breaks my heart.
Another favorite working spot for the women is truck stops. This is where the group checks up on Maggie, 39 years old and working the streets for 10 years.
Well, it's an ugly life because you got to deal with something you don't want to deal with, you know? I have to make my money to pay my rent, you know, support myself.
How young have you seen some of your fellow prostitutes?
Well, that I just see them high by like that, probably 17, 18.
Like her colleague Paradise, Maggie has come to trust the group from Magdalene Ministries and relies on their help.
They've been there for me in the worstest when I almost died. Every day they make me feel important, like I am somebody, because they have never let go of me.
They're weak when it comes to money and when it comes to drugs. And if we can get them out of this environment and put them in a safe house, a place where the Johns don't know where they're at and can't bring them drugs, I know that we'd have overwhelming success.
And though that success can come slowly, the group says they're not giving up.
I'm going to do this until God tells me to stop.
In November, voters will get a chance to vote on a measure that would increase penalties for sex slavery and other forms of human trafficking. Those convicted of sex trafficking could face 15 years to life in prison and fines of up to $1.5 million. Kurt?
Thanks, Jose. Now here's a look at some of tonight's top stories. We now know the name of the man